This live martial arts class, you're going to discover how to fight with Kali sticks for beginners. Grab a pair of Kali, Eskrima, or Arni sticks and follow me. Start with a stick in each hand. You need to have some of the stick coming out of the bottom of the hand on each side. That allows you to trap later. You're going to pull their stick. You can peel it out of their hand. Maybe they've got a knife. Use that to peel that knife. You can also jab. You can strike with this backside. So always do this. Choke up a little bit. Think about maybe one hand width. I want you to warm up by pushing your sticks to the ground and then bringing them all the way back. You've got to lubricate the joints, get the blood flowing, keep your stomach up and in. You want to stay safe from injury during this workout. Now from here, split that motion. So one goes back at a time. It's going to increase the flexibility in your arms. You asked me yesterday what happened to my martial arts top. All of them have holes. I've ripped them all up. Been working out too much. They're all real nice cotton, they're real soft, but they don't last long. They all have holes in all the seams. So I gotta sew them by hand. Get my old sewing kit out. That's what you do in tough times. You improvise, you keep going, keep training. All right, now you're gonna wrist roll, pushing down and pulling back. You twirl the stick here, you keep the hand closed, you're gonna drop the tip to the ground and start to spin it. Now I'm doing this outer orbital next to my body. If I extend my arm, it's not gonna move the same way. You asked me how to get more speed. Bring that hand in, get that elbow in closer to the body, and then you'll have more movement in your wrist. That's because your tendons are not fully stretched. Out here, they start to stretch more. Here, you've got more movement because your tendons can move more. Do one hand, put that down so you can focus on the other hand. When you're a beginner, you're learning Kali stick fighting for beginners. You have to allow yourself to isolate each hand, and then later you'll do them both at the same time. Now go back to that first hand and reverse the motion. So you drop it behind you, goes to the floor, and you start to spin it backward. Again, you're just warming up, you're lubricating the joints, staying safe from injury in this workout, and your hand stays closed. When I go back, this opens, kind of lengthens my hand out there, right? This is closed, that's open a little bit. You don't want to squeeze so hard that the skin starts to change colors. You need some flexibility in your hand and your wrist, so you need to keep your fingers on it, keep your hand closed. It's still going to open a little like that, but it stays closed, and twist it backwards. Every martial art is ineffective in a street fight. Every martial art is effective in a street fight. You have to think about, are you fighting for self-defense? Then if it's for self-defense, if it's a street fight, that's what we're talking about. Think of principles over techniques. All martial arts have different techniques. All those techniques can be used in a street fight. For self-defense, you have to think about three things. Number one starts with situational awareness. Don't get caught off guard. All right, now you're spinning both hands backward like this. Situational awareness means see it before it's coming. Don't be there if you can't be there. True story, 2 nights ago, street fight just out here. One guy hit the other guy. The guy fell down, hit his head on the parking block, dead. The other guy, it was a street fight. He's in jail for the next 15 years. Who knows? They'll go to court. And it was self-defense, but the judge, they keep finding over and over again, well, you didn't have to punch him, did you? No, it was a street beef. So do you have to fight? Number one, street fight. Don't be there if you don't have to. All right, back to this. You're spinning both hands and both hands back. Forward and back. Now, put them together, dropping and pulling back. I'll make you a video on the street fight. I need to focus on the sticks right now, but I promise I'll help you. Everybody asks me that too. What's the best martial art for the street fight? There is no best martial art for the street fight. You want to learn how to defend yourself, learn a bunch of different things. Start with boxing, Western boxing. You can do a little jiu-jitsu. Now, separate those. So you're doing one hand down and then the other hand down. Now this is also part of the warm-up But now you're starting to practice the move that you need to start fighting with the collie stick. By the way, collie stick, especially these hard metal sticks from combative.com, that's very effective in a street fight. I guarantee they catch you, you're going to jail though. They'll say you didn't have to carry those sticks around and bust that guy's skull in. And you didn't. All right, now, from here, you're gonna push it out instead of down. You're gonna go into that first position where you're fighting from behind your stick. So you're gonna bring it out and back. Just one hand first. Isolate to learn the technique. If we're talking about street fight, number one, situation awareness. Don't be there. See it coming before it gets there so you can respond instead of react. Other hand. Number two, targets. What targets are available to you? If this is, we're talking life and death, right? Not street fight. If you want to go around beating people up, good luck with that. There's always somebody meaner and tougher than you are, and you're going to run into them. I know from experience, I'm telling you. When people talk about how to win the street fight, I think what you're really asking me is how do you stay safe in case someone jumps you on the street? We're doing one hand and then the other hand. Most important, whatever you train, make sure, yeah, I mean, it's good if you can, right? But what if you can't? I agree with you. That is best. If you can train that way, that's awesome. But if you can't, you still should train anyway. Learn how to move. First principle, see it coming before it's there so that you can respond instead of reacting. And if you can't, you should be prepared anyway so you can respond. Number two, what targets am I going to strike? Maybe it's your eyes, maybe it's your throat. You might be in a different position. Maybe they come up and they hit you in the back of the head. You're on the ground, they're just trying to stomp your head in. Then your targets are completely different. Number three, what weapons do you have to destroy the targets you identified? Number four, you got to get to work. You got to go to fight. But learn how to do some basic stuff. Learn how to throw 2 punches and then move out of the way. 2 punches and move out of the way. That's why I teach footwork so much. So many people think it's natural or easy. It is not easy unless you play soccer. You play football, European football, what do they call it? You know, not American style. American style football too. But if you're an athlete, it's easy for you to move to the side. If you do wrestling in the West, you're not gonna have to worry about it. If you know how to wrestle, you're not gonna have to worry about a street fight. Wrestling and boxing, those are the 2 things that I teach my kids before anything else so they can stay safe. Yeah, rugby, that's great. You know, all the rugby guys I know, man, they hit hard, right? And they can take a hit and they smile at you when they take a hit. So yes, definitely rugby. All right, so we did this, one side, and then the other side. Let's get to some strikes. Put one up here. Put that right foot forward. I want you to slice through and slice through. 1, 2, 1. Just practice this first, gradually increasing your speed, holding on tight to that stick, but don't let it get rigid. Remember, you want to be relaxed and firm. After these first 2 strikes, turn that right hand palm up. Bring that strike up this way. Now, there's a reason you turn the palm up. If you try to bring it up this way, it's going to peel that right out of the hands. Yeah, you know what? You spend a lot of time with military, law enforcement. We all love BJJ, right? It's tough. It makes you tough. But I'm going to tell you this. The operators that I've met who are the toughest in their mind, because it's all about your mind. Self-defense is all in the mind. I'm just going to say it, right? You can be the strongest physically. I fought some dudes who are just like Adonis. They looked like they were going to kill everybody. Everybody's afraid of them. And then they bump their gums. They just tell you how they're going to beat you up, what they're going to do to you now. They're going to do this and that and all the nasty words. And you know, when someone talks like that all the time, they got nothing. They're weak up here. They're doing this. It's like the dog. They're barking, hoping you don't get close. So they got to bite you. Unless it's a pit bull, they're going to bite you no matter what. You don't want to get bit by that. But a lot of dogs, there's little yappy dogs, right? The big dude's like this. He's got all the muscles. He's walking around like this. Doesn't mean he can fight. Usually it means he can't. That's why he's got all those muscles. He wants to intimidate you. It's the skinny guy who's quiet in the corner. Like my brother growing up, guy's insane. No, everybody knew that. No one messed with him because he was willing to go all in. He wasn't going to quit. He was like me. He was a wrestler too. You don't want to fight with a wrestler. And nothing bad about the BJJ and all the MMA guys, and they get in there, but outside of the ring, they're not as tough. Not up here. Anyway, 1, 2, turn this here so that it doesn't get stripped out of your fingers. Bring it up, bring it through, back, slam them down, right down the middle, right? We have this strike and this strike. We'll go over that on a different one. We'll just do that. Left hand, left foot forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, straight down. The wrestlers have that mental toughness. And you know what I mean. If you've ever wrestled and you're on the bottom, and that guy's stinky armpit or something nasty is in your face, and they're doing a cross your face, and you feel like your nose is getting broken off your face and your ears ripping out of your head, and you just keep fighting. You keep going. And you can't breathe. And you keep going and keep fighting. So it's that mental toughness that you need for self-defense. And again, I'm not advocating for the street fighting. I think if you street fight, like if that's your goal to go out and beat people up, you're an idiot. I'm just going to say that. Try to be kind about it, but I can't be kind. Don't be stupid. Don't get in a street fight. The worst thing that can happen is that you hit somebody. I hear these stories all the time. Guy gets punched. There's another one here locally, like a couple weeks ago. Guy just punched the guy and he died. When I was in the Marine Corps, some kid beat this other kid to death, and then he would try to kill himself because he couldn't live with it. And it was all stupid because they were drunk and they were just trying to see who was tougher. So if you can avoid it, avoid it. Don't get in a street fight for the sake of fighting. But if you're really talking about self-defense, learn how to move, how to be quick on your feet, how to throw a couple punches, get out of the way. And then common sense says, learn how to do a sprawl, just a basic sprawl. Look that up. The guy learned how to not get taken down. The likelihood of you going toe-to-toe with a BJJ guy for self-defense, or a judo player, or I did judo, it was my first martial art. Like a wrestler, a high school wrestler, that's not what's gonna happen to you. If you're talking about a bunch of thugs who have a low self-esteem, no self-esteem, zero confidence, they're thugs, they got a drug problem, alcohol problem, or they just have they're walking around, especially now, everybody's out, it's got some high school kids walking around being stupid, and there's 4 or 5 of them, and they're gonna jump you, right? And that's what you're talking about. That's what you have to learn how to be able to move a little bit, bam, hit them hard, get out of the way. Most of them don't want to fight. That's why the 3 or 4 of them jump you at once. They want that safety in numbers because they're weak up here. You take a couple out, and I'm speaking from experience. I'm not saying that I walk around looking for it, but I've been in this situation, more than one person. In their head, it's called a pattern interrupt. In their head, they're used to threatening, but people cower and they get afraid, and that gives them some false confidence. And that's their pattern. They've done that too many times now. They're used to it. They know what it feels like. All of a sudden, you put your hands up and you're like, hey, man, I'll defend myself. It's my right. And you get in this flinch block, and then you hit them a couple times, get out of the way, hit the next guy, learn how to take, if they try to high school tackle you, and you do the sprawl, and you hit them a couple times, they're going to stop, and they're going to leave. You say you've been jumped before. You know what I'm talking about, right? It wasn't the BJJ. It was that you know how to fight instinctively. We were born kicking and screaming, coming out of mom's womb. You know how to fight. You already know how to do that. You just have to reconnect that and give yourself permission, become a little indignant. How dare you talk to me like that? You don't have to like me, but you can't call me a name. You don't have to like me, but you can't touch me. That's what we're talking about. All right, I got to finish this up because I got to go pick up the kids. So we have these strikes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the other one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Notice I'm switching feet to the stance. Don't worry about the stance too much. Put one foot in front of the other one. Right foot, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Left foot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then let's finish with the Sinawali. Right hand, shoulder. Left hand on the ribs. Same side of the body. Strike, bring it over. It's like a V, up and down. Left hand and back. It's a V, up and back. Right hand and under. They're all V's, just pointed in different directions, right? Now I'm in the same position. This is the chamber. Get it nice and tight. Put that on the shoulder. Sticks are mostly parallel. V. Back. See how they're both open. Under. V. Back. under. They're all V's, but I want you to see this goes under. Put them on the ribs. Hit that a little bit, right? The calluses in your hands, they don't just like grow there unless you put some stuff in your hands. Dig in the dirt. Do some manual labor. Want to learn how to defend yourself? Get a little mentally tougher. Give yourself permission. It's hard today too, especially if you're a young guy or young girl, but especially a young guy, especially if you live around here in the West. Everybody's telling you, become emotional, explore your feelings. Tell them how it makes you feel. No, you don't have to do all that. Yeah, a little bit of that's healthy, right? That's healthy. Learn how to speak up for yourself. Learn how to express yourself emotionally. But that's not how we're made. That's not the end of everything. You need to get that machine going. You need to do some push-ups, some squat jumps. You need to run as hard as you can until it feels like your heart's gonna explode out of your chest. And then you have to get some sticks in your hand and start doing the Sinawali, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you do it so much that you get a blister on every one of those hands. My hands don't blister as much. Why? The skin is too thick. Your hands will stop blistering when you do this a lot. 1, 2. Someone said pee on your blisters. I'm not saying do that. I think there's something about the salt. When I go in the ocean, the salt water does help them heal faster. But you don't have to pee on your hands. That's nasty. All right. I digress. I just came back from my youth. I was digging with the post hole digger, putting in the fence. My dad was like 10 years old, I don't remember. I looked down at my hand. I wasn't gonna complain. I just looked at my hands because I'd never seen that many blisters before on each hand. All my hands were raw. And he walked over and he said, "You gotta pee on it, son. Don't be a candy." And then he said a bad word. I'm not gonna say that here. I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. It wasn't. But, because I wasn't even complaining. I was just saying, look, I got some blisters, right? I did. I know, it's nasty. I washed my hands since then. It was like 40 years ago, man. Come on. Cut me some slack. Anyway, speed that up. Start to turn a little bit. And then you go down on a knee. And then you go down on the other knee. And then if you can, you go down on your back. I did a lot of those squat jumps yesterday. I'm not going to go on my back. Might not get up. And then you keep going, you keep going.